Time management is something that many people have a hard time with. In order for you to make the most profits as a businessman, it is important for you to understand how to properly handle your time. This may seem like a daunting task, but with the following steps, it's sure to become a task you can easily tackle. Personal productivity power. Get more hours and work done in a day. Chapter 1. Introduction. Synopsis. The moment you start working on just about anything in school, at home or at work, the thing that will give you a feeling of self-fulfillment is productivity. This will tell you how you work and what kind of attitude you have when it comes to work. It will also serve as the gauge of your ability, skill and level of concentration. Productivity defined. Productivity is defined as the ratio of outputs to your inputs. It pertains to the volume of total output generated from a given volume of resources and outputs. To put it simply, it is the gauge of a production's efficiency. However, you have to be very careful when it comes to defining how to gauge your productivity. Did you know that all productivity myths come from inaccurate measurement metrics? Doing tasks at a faster pace is a common example of productivity. Speed may be indication of higher productivity, but when the focus is wrong, the end results may be dissatisfying. This is the reason why everything must be in balance to ensure that the end results are excellent. But how will you keep everything in balance? Well, the answer is simple. First, you need to identify the right tools to use. Second, you should befriend time. The first one is easy, but the second one is quite a challenging thing to do considering the fact that no one who races against time wins. To make time your best friend, you have to manage it. In the succeeding chapters, you will know more about how to better make use of your time. This is the ultimate key to ensure that everything will be on the right track. Chapter 2. Why does it seem that there's never enough time? Synopsis. Being productive is easier said than done for most individuals because there are several factors that serve as constraints. One of them is time. For years, so many people have attempted to race against this invisible, immortal being, but only few won. What could be the reason for this? It is obvious: too much to do, too little time. This is simply how the law of nature works. Have you ever asked yourself why it seems that there's never enough time? Well, you are not the only one. Almost all people in the world ask themselves this mind-boggling question. If you would spend some time looking for the answer, you would just tire yourself to death. Why don't you just try to fix something in yourself instead? Just leave to nature what belongs to nature, and mind yourself. Time management. Yes, it is true that time is something that no one can successfully contend with. However, there are some things you can do to at least keep pace with it. This is where proper time management enters the picture. If you want your life to be in balance, it is not proper to race against time. The right thing to do is to keep pace with it. Time management is defined as the process or act of planning and executing conscious control over the amount of time spent on a particular activity to increase productivity, efficiency or effectiveness. How to manage time. Now, the question is how to manage your time well. This is governed by certain themes such as making an environment that is conducive to efficiency and effectiveness, setting a priority, performing tasks around those priorities and the associated method of time reduction spent on non-priorities. If you always feel distressed due to lack of time, then maybe it is about time to examine how you use your time. By simply setting priorities, you will no longer ask yourself why it seems that there's always not enough time. The choice is all yours, making time your friend or your enemy. Chapter 3. Not all hours are made equal. Synopsis. To better manage the time given to you every day, it is also important to remember that not all hours are created equal. What could be the meaning of this, considering the fact that 1 hour is always equivalent to 60 minutes? Simple, this does not pertain to the unit of time as shown in the clock. Allocating your time properly. Not all hours are made equal simply means that you have to correctly allocate your time on the activities and tasks for the day. This is the reason why setting priorities is a very important thing to do. By identifying your tasks depending on their level of difficulty, you can in turn decide on the amount of time you will allocate on them. The trick in making better use of your time is simply through working on the easy tasks first. In doing so, you will have a lot of time left to work on the difficult ones. This is just the same with taking an examination that has a time limit. Of course, what you need to answer first are the easy questions, to have enough time to answer the difficult ones. Understand. To-do list. In order for you to know what you need to do the first moment you wake up, you need to make a to-do list the night before you go to sleep. In doing so, you no longer have to spend time thinking on what to do next after finishing a certain task or activity. In short, this tool will help you to become organized in everything you do. So, you will always be on the right track and you will accomplish many things at the end of the day. Now, you already know the meaning of the phrase "not all hours are made equal." By simply understanding the concept of proper time allocation, you will always have a win-win situation because you will always be able to achieve productivity and a feeling of self-fulfillment at the end of the day. Chapter 4. Have a clear intention of what you want to achieve. Synopsis. Always bear in mind that in no matter what you do, your intention will always matter much more than your actions. This is because it will serve as your driving force to carry out all your tasks or activities successfully. The stronger your intention, the better and faster you will be able to carry out your tasks for the day. Intention defined. But wait, what is intention? According to definition, intention is a thing intended or an aim or a plan. In other words, this can also pertain to motive. Now, to put it simply, it is a desire to achieve something. What do you really want to achieve? To start your day right, you have to take time introspecting yourself on what you really want to achieve the night before you go to bed. You really have to get down to the heart of the matter in order for you to determine your path or direction. Through knowing the desires of your heart, you will be able to take the right course of action in order to get those desires. This is where goal setting enters the picture. Goal setting defined. What is goal setting, by the way? In accordance with Business Dictionary, goal setting is a motivational strategy based on the concept that the execution of setting particular goals improves performance, and that setting hard goals leads in better performance than setting easier ones. This strategy can be perfectly associated with the game dart. In order for you to achieve success and self-fulfillment, your goal is to hit the bullseye of the dart board. The same goes with your personal or career goals. Never underestimate the power of goal setting. Did you know that it is one of the factors that will pave the way for you to achieve a high level of productivity and success in whatever it is that you are working on? By simply staying focused on your goals, you will do everything just to reach them. It is through this goal that the Bible character Moses was able to divide the Red Sea, the school dropout Thomas Edison became a genius, and the ordinary student Bill Gates has become a billionaire. Yes, your goals can turn your dreams into reality, and it can turn nobody into somebody someday. All you have to do is to stay focused on them, so that you would not miss the mark. There are several factors that will pave the way for you to achieve your peak point of success. These are your intentions, goals, and motives. These words just mean the same thing. It is up to you on how to use them to get what your heart has always desired. Every night, just before you go to sleep, you have to ponder on the things discussed in this article. The ultimate key to achieving productivity is how you identify what you want to achieve and the process of how you will achieve it. To give your life a deeper meaning and purpose, why don't you start conducting a self-introspection now? This would be of great help to you, especially if you are running a business. Chapter 5. Are you working all the time you are working? Synopsis. Productivity goes hand in hand with working. Now, the million-dollar question is, are you working all the time you are working? This question can simply be answered by yes or no, but it seems so difficult to answer, right? In order for you to answer this question correctly, you need to understand the question first. So, what does it mean by working all the time you are working? What it means. Working is simply defined as the action of doing work. So, when you are doing something in school, at home, or at work, that means you are working. However, you can only be declared working if you are not going out of the parameters of what your work entails you to do. For an instance, you work as an employee in an outsourcing firm. Given the fact that you are in front of the computer all day, you may get tempted to browse Facebook and chat with your friends once in a while. In this case, you cannot call yourself a worker all the time you are working because you are doing something that is irrelevant to your job. Here, Facebook is apt to be called an inhibiting factor because it inhibits you in doing what you are supposed to do. Now that you already understand what is meant by working all the time you are working, you can already answer the above question. If your answer is no, you have a great thing to improve in yourself. Concentration. The main reason as to why several workers are unproductive after a hard day's work is that they are not 100% focused on what they are doing. This is because they are exposed to several inhibiting factors or have a short attention span. If you have difficulty in focusing on something for a sustained period, then you need to figure out its root cause. In doing so, you can have a chance to solve this problem and reach your goals at your target time frame. However, if you don't have any clue, you need to fix something in your mindset. The mind is like the hard drive of a computer. It gets loaded every day with files and programs that are saved or downloaded. As a result, it slows down and sometimes does not work the way you want it to. The same goes with the mind. If your mind is bombarded with several things, you will find it hard to focus on what you need to do. As a result, you are not able to do your tasks on time and they are not as satisfactory as what they need to be. Increasing the level of concentration. In order for you to enhance your concentration, you have to clean up the clutter in your mind and stay away from inhibiting factors. When you are working, do not ever bring your problems at home or in your relationship to the office. Just leave them where they are supposed to be. Always remember that it is possible for human beings to do only two things at the same time, but not to think two or more things at the same time. Those who work in front of the computer are faced with several distractions because of the popularity of social networking sites like Facebook, Google+, Twitter, Multiply, YouTube and many more. To defend themselves, some workers say that these are good stress relievers, so they surf them once in a while. However, once they enjoy the entertainment brought by these sites, they already lose concentration and energy to work. This in turn robs them of their productivity when it comes to earning more and doing more. Upon admitting to yourself that you are not really working all the time you are working, it is about time to change. Your lack of concentration at work will surely break you into pieces. So, you need to delete all the clutter in your mind. Why don't you start today? By simply taking the right move to keep your career life on track, your level of productivity will increase. Chapter 6. Segregate time blocks for accomplishing certain types of work. Synopsis. As discussed in the previous chapter, time allocation is very important when it comes to making use of your time wisely. This will help you focus on a certain task in the most effective way possible. To help you achieve that, this chapter will discuss the ways on how to segregate time blocks for accomplishing a certain type of work. What is time blocking? Time blocking is an effective technique for making use of time wisely and attaining greater productivity. Learning how to use time blocks will benefit you a lot when it comes to organizing your tasks for the day. Blocking out time for particular activities and tasks enables people to concentrate on just one task at a time, preventing stress, procrastination and distractions. The time blocking concept will help you determine if your list of things to do is doable or if it is unrealistic. In order to obtain the best results, you have to be honest with your calculation regarding the amount of time required to attain every task. How to time block? To block time effectively, the following are the things that need to be done. Determine your high-priority projects and tasks. If your job description requires a high level of concentration, time blocking is right for you. To start, identify the tasks that must be completed and prioritize them based on their order of importance and deadline. For instance, if a report must be submitted in a week and you have a meeting tomorrow, give priority to the preparation for the meeting ahead of researching for the report. Block out time for particular projects and tasks. Break down the things you have to do into chunks that can be successfully completed in just a small time increment. For instance, if you were tasked to design a flyer, allocate a separate time block for the completion of every page. To do this, you need to set your goal in finishing the task within the allotted time. You also have to decide on the start and stop times for the specific task or project and stick to your schedule. It is also important to utilize a visual device to block the time. You can use an Excel spreadsheet, a calendar, or a piece of paper as your visual aid. Have the time blocks marked in order for you to see the start and finish times easily. If you intend to make use of an Excel spreadsheet, code the time blocks by creating a grid with start and finish times. With the use of dark colors, fill in the tasks with higher priority. On the other hand, if you wish to use a mobile calendar, type in all your tasks for the day and use the repeat feature for the recurring tasks. You can also select an alert option to give you notification of the start and finish times. Schedule your breaks. Some people believe that taking breaks is not a good idea to achieve greater productivity. This is a myth. In fact, taking a regular break is very favorable on your part because it increases concentration and gives your mind some refreshment. When doing a time block, it is ideal to schedule breaks in between your tasks. For instance, concentrate passionately for 2 hours on a particular task. Then, take a short break and work for another 2.5-hour time block. Limit the tasks that obstruct your time blocking objective. The first way on how to do this is through eliminating time-consuming and unproductive activities. During the time block allocated to working, refrain from needless internet surfing, TV watching or forum browsing. Dedicate your time and attention to your task with the highest priority. You also need to avoid texting, answering the telephone and checking your email. Concentrate only on the task or project that you blocked off time in order to complete. To avoid any distractions brought by your mobile phone and the PC, let the calls proceed to voicemail, turn it off and sign out of your social media and email account. It is also important to notify people within your online group that you will be unavailable for a while. When working at the comfort of your own home, expound your time blocking technique to your family members so that they do not interrupt you. In the office, limit interruptions from your coworkers by simply making a suggestion that they join you in your time blocking technique. Look for quiet working locations. In order for you to escape all the interruptions in the world, it is important to look for the best place to work. This may include a library, a coffee shop or a serene area of the office building. Time blocking is the best strategy for you to use your time wisely. This will not just help you do your task successfully, but will give you a chance to achieve greater productivity as well. Chapter 7. Quality of your work versus quantity of your work. Synopsis. How can you say that someone is productive? Is it through the quality or the quantity of his or her work? Actually, this is one of the hardest questions to answer in relation to work because both of them are essential contributing factors to productivity. In this chapter, you will know the real score behind quality versus quantity. Quality defined. Quality may mean different things to different people. However, in general, this is defined as the degree to which something meets or exceeds the expectations of consumers or superiors. Thus, something is declared of high quality when it is done flawlessly or perfectly. When used in the context of work, quality means having a satisfactory output or result. For instance, you were tasked by your employer to do something, the way how you did it and the approach you used will define its quality. To be more specific, this is prevalent in outsourcing. Quantity defined. According to definition, quantity is the sum, size, or extent of measurable or countable phenomenon, objects or events, expressed as a numerical value. When used in the context of work, this refers to the number of tasks done or output made in a given period of time. In an outsourcing business, your speed will pave the way for you to produce as many outputs as possible. Now that you already know the difference between quality and quantity, it is about time to get down to the heart of the matter. Quality vs. quantity. When it comes to work, several people agree that quality weighs more than quantity. They consider the former as the key for an individual or entity to establish a high reputation in the industry, while the latter is just a means on how to show off what a certain individual or entity can do. In today's competitive world, clients and customers alike look for the products and services that can give them satisfaction and live up to their expectations. They always search for high-quality merchandise. So, no matter how large your output is in number, if it does not meet the standards of your superior or clients, it will still end up in the trash can. Do you now understand the big difference between them? But wait, is it possible for you to provide both quantity and quality all at the same time? This is not an easy thing to do because when you focus on one, there is a big tendency for you to lose focus on the other. Well, the solution is to keep both in balance. To achieve this, what you just need to have is presence of mind. In the battle between quality and quantity, the winner is obvious. However, the latter is still an essential contributing factor to productivity. So, learn how to master them both for you to achieve satisfaction in your working performance. Chapter 8. How to wake up early and be more productive. Synopsis. One of the most famous maxims the world has ever known is the early bird catches the worm. The truth behind this has been proven and tested by people over the centuries, and mind you, it has not lost its fame until now. The key to greater productivity. The ultimate key to achieve greater productivity is no other than to wake up early. The earlier you wake up, the earlier you are to arrive at work, and the earlier you can finish your tasks and projects. This in turn will pave the way for you to do more all throughout the day. See. It is a chain reaction. For your information, the mind and the body function at their best early in the morning. Therefore, if you have an early morning work shift, the more you can carry out your tasks in the most effective and efficient manner. However, several people have a hard time waking up early, so they end up late for work and get rattled by deadlines. Are you one of them? If yes, then you have to fix something in your schedule. If you were not able to solve this problem, your level of productivity will always be low, and this is how you are going to lose everything. The following are some of the best tips on how to wake up early and be more productive. Have enough time to rest. After a hard day's work, you deserve enough time to rest and to pamper yourself. Even God rested on the seventh day, so you need to give yourself some rest after the shift. This way, your body will be able to recuperate all the energy that you have spent in working on your tasks and projects. When home, rest for a while, then change your clothes. Next, eat your dinner together with your family. This will not just allow you to rest, but to relieve stress as well. When done eating, watch your favorite TV shows to relax. However, you should set a time limit for bedtime. Avoid nightlife. It is fun to go to parties and nightclubs with your friends to enjoy life. However, this will pose a great risk to your productivity. To tell you the truth, nightclubs and bars will not give you the relaxation you are looking for because they are a noisy place with wild people. What is even worse is that you will surely get tempted to get drunk and dance the night away. When you get drunk, do you think you will be able to wake up early in the morning? Of course not. In fact, you may even still have a hangover until you go to work. Use your common sense and keep your life in balance. Sleep early. One of the most no-brainer ways to wake up early in the morning is to sleep early. When you do this regularly, you will always have a chance to complete the 8-hour sleep cycle. As a result, your body will always have optimum energy when you wake up. Condition your mind and body. It is also important to condition your mind and body through having a healthy lifestyle and not letting negative thoughts or worries rest in your mind. Use an alarm clock. Many people say that they fully trust their body clock when it comes to waking up early in the morning. However, some people really fall into deep slumber and find it hard to wake up at the right time. This is the reason why an alarm clock has been invented. If you don't trust your body clock, then this is the right tool designed for you. By simply following these tips on how to wake up early, you will always have a high level of productivity at work. So, why don't you keep your life in balance now to wake up early tomorrow? Chapter 9. Buy more time through outsourcing to others. Synopsis. In the golden world of technology, even time can be bought. This is done through outsourcing. This process entails contracting a third party and also known as sub-servicing. It is carried out in-house to an outside provider. Thus, two firms will enter into an agreement that involves an exchange of payment and services. Advantage of outsourcing. Outsourcing has several advantages to a certain business. First, it helps any business entity save a high amount of money. But how? Well, several companies providing this kind of service can do the work for less money, as they no longer have to offer benefits to their employees and have a small amount of overhead expenses to think about. With this, companies will have a chance to keep everything on the right track, as their funds will be 100% safe and secure. In turn, they can also allocate the funds on the other operational aspects. Apart from saving money, outsourcing will also lead to reduction of staff problems, better quality control, short system development cycles, expert resources and staffing, and enhanced service and performance. Plus, this will also enable businessmen to buy more time, which in turn will help them to manage their business well. Considering the fact that business operations must be done on a 24/7 basis, considering the stiff competition in today's market, outsourcing plays a significant role. Due to the different time zones, the wisest thing a company could ever do is to outsource its services to companies located in other countries. This way, there would be someone else to perform the operations of the company when the staff is sleeping. See how ideal outsourcing is when it comes to time management. No wonder it is very high in demand in today's industry. A businessman who is looking forward to greater productivity must resort to outsourcing. This process will help any kind of business continue its operation on a 24/7 basis. So, why don't you buy time through outsourcing now? Wrapping up. Using the internet to leverage your time and automation. If there is one thing that dominates the world today, that is no other than the internet. With its benefits to any kinds of business, activity and operation, it has the ability to make great things possible. This is true particularly in business. With the help of the internet, you will be able to leverage your time and automation. The big question is, how? Time and automation. Automation, which is very beneficial when it comes to reducing the needs for your actual interference, is one of the ultimate keys to leverage your time, your most valuable asset in business. With the removal of time-consuming procedures, your business will be able to take advantage of better, cheaper, faster, and simpler results, resulting in higher productivity at just a lower cost. Of course, this implies a more lucrative business. There are several task automation solutions made available by the internet. Depending on your choice, you can perform a Google search and look for any individual task that is run by an automated solution. However, these solutions may not work compatibly with one another. Also, they can get costly when you add them all together, costing you a significant amount of money and time. Automation is designed for the repetitive, no-brainer and boring tasks or projects that are part of a business. Upon leveraging your business automation, you will be able to cut out procedures, thereby saving you time, to streamline the processes of your business, to make your costs lower and to provide customers with products and services on a timely basis. With the help of the internet, you will be able to automate the following: sending emails to affiliates and customers, paying the affiliates with just a click of a button, adding customers to your list, tracking of sales, affiliates and customers, and delivering the product. The internet plays a great role in the lives of people around the world today. It serves as a conduit for them to earn money and to keep their level of productivity high. However, the internet alone cannot help you achieve your goals. You need to devote your time and concentration to reach the peak point of your success. This is what personal productivity power is all about. If you want your life to dramatically change this year, why don't you take the necessary steps now to increase the level of your productivity? By taking a single step at a time, you will notice that you are already on top.